Hello, Craptacklers. You are now flipping over to the B-side.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Craptacklers presents B-Sides, where we dig through the streaming pile of crap that the internet has to offer to find that rare gem. This is Dave, and with me is my uncrappy co-host,
Tara, and not Adam. I don't know. It's weird. It's just us, Dave. It's weird.
I know. It's uncomfortable. You know what? Let me make a phone call, see if I can call someone in.
Thank God.
Hey, look, it's Kim McVicar.
Oh my God, that was so fast.
You know, I have my phone on me at all times.
Thank you. We're saddened that Adam can't join, but we're glad in a way because it makes room for our special guest. She used to be a backup dancer in rap videos. I don't know why I let the genie out and then I'm trying to introduce the bottle. But she used to be a backup dancer in rap videos and now she's a stand-up comic. She's a very, very funny stand-up. Her latest comedy special, Tap Dancing on My Mother's Grave, just dropped on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Dish, YouTube, and probably anywhere else you can content shop. Again, it's Kim McVicar.
Yay!
Yay!
I just cheered for myself.
That's awesome.
We all have to cheer for ourselves.
You know, someone has to, right?
Yeah. Kim, thank you for saving me from having to make a lot of prolonged eye contact with Dave. So
welcome.
This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I really like, I've seen you perform live at the Lincoln Laughs, which is a comedy show that Tara puts together. Yep. It's about every once a month or every 2 weeks.
Every
Tara?
other Thursday, 7 p.m. Lincoln Beer Company in Burbank,
California.
And
they have great beer.
We have great beer,
do.
And we do patio comedy.
And it's a lot of great comics there. But Kim, I saw you there. That's where I was introduced to your comedy, and I really enjoyed it. But I'm obsessed with the fact that you used to be a backup dancer.
Everybody is.
Sure...
Every male is especially.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I'm kidding.
But I want to know how you made that transition from backup dancer to stand-up comic.
Oh, I was tired of crawling. I just wanted to say something. No, I think I was always the funny person on all the tours and stuff like that as a dancer. I honestly think it's the only reason I booked as a dancer, because I would mess up in the audition and hump the floor or something and be like, we need one. So that's why I got those jobs, I think. And then eventually I was like, oh, my knees hurt. I would like to stand up.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny. I was not a dancer, but my knees hurt. And that's when I started doing stand-up too.
Oh, see?
There becomes a point in time as a performer, you must stand. That's it. That's all you can do is stand. So you might as well talk when you're standing, because you can't act, because that will require moving a lot around. Standing up is very easy to do.
You can sit on a stool too, which is nice.
You can. I can't.
Yeah,
Again,
that's a little high for me.
Okay.
I mean, I'd probably wobble and fall down.
Fair. Very fair.
I mean, I look straight and narrow, but really I'm a weeble wobble.
Okay.
I have no center of gravity.
I love the visual of a stand-up just wobbling. I would be so fun to watch.
Oh, wait, Kim, actually, okay, hold on. Let's pause just 1 second. So I had a show this year for my birthday at a roast. Kim was one of my roasters. But Dave, so were you.
Yeah.
Dave roasted.
Yes, Adam and I roasted you, and it was the best 10 minutes of the year for me and the worst 10 minutes of the year for me. It was very painful to roast you in front of a lot of other stand-up comics, I have to admit.
You were great.
Yeah, you
it was
guys
fun to watch.
Yeah, it was awesome. Was that your first time ever roasting somebody?
It was.
Oh.
It was.
How was the writing of that? Was it because you guys know each other very well, but then there's that moment of oh, what's too far?
Yeah.
we did have that. I think we were fairly tamed. I feel like Adam is a little more reserved than I am, so I kind of I ratcheted down a little bit. I don't mind trying to go places, but in front of all of Tara's friends, it felt a little weird to be the new guy. Slamming Tara. The one joke I really wanted to do was
do it.
Oh, I can't wait. I haven't heard this.
You may have heard it. It's just that we're at this roast, and who puts on a roast for themselves?
Exactly.
Who's so egotistical as to go, you know what? I am going to produce my own birthday roast and cast it.
Yeah.
That is that's massive. That's no wire hangers kind of crazy.
Doesn't the president do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
White House
No, if they
Correspondents'
choose
Dinner.
to do that, but yeah.
Again, I wanted to have a birthday party that was still COVID safe, so we have a patio show, and I wanted people to gather, but again, you can't really I don't know, what are we gonna do? Just stand around? So instead, let's watch me be very uncomfortable. And everybody was too nice. Everybody was nice. So you guys were all very nice, ultimately.
We had insults and then covered it with kindness. Usually Hollywood's the opposite.
Correct.
It's just kindness that means insults.
Fair.
Anyways, let's get back to Kim.
Anyway,
And the sun.
yeah, let's get back to Kim.
Yes.
Way to pull focus, Tara.
No, I was trying to build you up, Dave. Forget it. I'm not gonna do that again.
I talk about yourself, Tara. We see what's happening.
No.
It's fine. You're good. You're not that person at all. I am, however. Let's talk about me. Yeah. Let's talk
There
about
she
me.
is.
You also have a podcast with I'm going to fuck up this name.
Good.
Handren Seavey?
Actually, you didn't. I wish you did. Yeah. With Handren Seavey, who's another stand-up comic, and we talk about Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, it's called I don't want to wait.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. I was like, Dave, it's not. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait.
I don't want to wait. So why Dawson's Creek?
Oh.
Is that just some?
So we started during the pandemic because we were super bored, and we were at a mic outside that may or may not have been legal at the time. And we were talking to each other, and during the pandemic I was only watching shows that I had seen in the past because I couldn't handle emotionally anything that I didn't know where it was going to end. So I was fine with watching anything I had ever seen, but it was like I can't do anything new right now. I only want 90s references. And so we were talking, we both watched Dawson's Creek, and we're like, let's do a podcast on every single episode. And so we watch an episode and we do a podcast, although it's ebbed in, we're on like season 4 now, so it's changing dramatic. Like most of it is just us being like, did that happen to you in high school? Or like, hey, that's not allowed anymore. Like, it's a lot of like that. Yeah.
Is there one thing that happened to a Dawson Creek? I don't know Dawson's Creek well enough, but is there something that happened to a Dawson's Creek character that happened to you that you're like, wow, this is really close?
My first thought, I'm not going to say, super inappropriate. I was just going to, I don't know am I even allowed to curse on this thing?
Yes, you're allowed to curse.
Thank God. Okay.
I know.
So several things, but like my whole thing with Dawson's Creek is I just want Joey and Pacey to be together. That's my jam. They belong together, and it drives me nuts when they don't. And then, I mean, it's all basic teen things of like, did your teacher try to fuck you? Because that's a lot. There's a lot of that. It's like, wow. Like in the very first 3 episodes, I think Pacey fucks his teacher. And then she gets taken out of the school, but like nothing bad. Like it's like that's who he loses his virginity to.
I forgot that.
And Dawson videotapes it, which is even better on VHS.
Oh, that is
Unintentionally, but it's there.
Whoa, I super don't remember Dawson's Creek now that I'm
That's
like,
how
oh
I
my
feel.
God.
'Cause I watched every episode, and now because we're later in the years, I forgot so many things.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang. Yeah.
Does it hold up? Like, does it hold up in a like social?
I have a hard time hitting stop and not watching the following episode because I don't like to fast forward because I want to be on the same page as everybody. But it's hard because I get into it. It's such a weird show, and no, most of it doesn't hold up. I don't think you can do half of the things that they do.
No.
But they talk about like all the things that is back to being relevant now, like being gay or being, a virgin. It's like all of the weird things that
Teen pregnancy.
Mhm.
Yeah, all that stuff.
drugs are bad.
Drugs.
So you used to be a backup dancer, which is a coincidence because in the
You
90s.
used to be one?
No,
Oh.
but we're doing a movie that has 90s boy band stars.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Oh, look at the tie-in.
Right?
Look at
I
Dave.
came up with all that myself.
Dave is so proud of himself. I don't think I've ever seen him prouder, actually.
I was just looking at their photos, like, have I danced for any of these individuals?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Think about it. I have a Nick Carter story, but it wasn't about dancing, and it's super inappropriate. So
You should tell it. You
I'm
should tell it.
gonna. I was at this bar in Florida, and I used to work there-ish. I'd say very-ish. Sparse. And I was there, and I was walking towards the back cooler where the alcohol was because I like drinking a lot. And he was just fucking a chick, like just like in the hall, and it was like, is that okay? And everyone just like let it happen out there. I feel like this is like against like food codes. Like
Yeah, right.
you're on your way to the
Yeah, yeah.
kitchen.
Health department would not like that.
Yeah. Also that's back when Dawson's Creek was out, basically. So it's like, I don't know if that would hold up now too. I think boy bands got away
Yeah.
with more then than they can now because of phones and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, was this like an open hot? Was he doing this like in public view?
Yeah. Like
Was it next to the telephone? Was someone trying to make a telephone call?
it'd be like if you,
He's
it was like
banging
an alleyway of the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not like public couldn't go there, but all staff had to go through there. So like
Oh wow.
only the elite could see it.
Right.
I wish I had a
So-
phone then.
So I guess one of them was staff if they were back there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty confident it was Nick. It could have been his brother. Doesn't he have a little brother? It was either him or
Yes,
now that I think
I
about
think
it. But they're
so.
the same people. They're all
Wow.
the same. All boy bands are the same. Except for Justin Timberlake. No, I'm kidding.
In a way, Nick Carter fucked all of us because he wrote this.
I can't believe he
That's
wrote.
right, he did. That's
How much
right,
did he write? Do we think he? Because there's two writers.
I think he wrote this. Guys, let's make a cowboy movie with zombies.
I agree. I
I,
think.
I would digress. I would say he wrote the whole thing word for word.
You think he did?
It's, I mean,
I don't
first,
think
wait.
he did this part. Like
He did-
this is our typing. I think
I like that.
type?
his friend typed, and he might
For
have been
sure.
like, "So Nick,
Oh,
all the
It was
chicks-
definitely dictated. It was definitely a movie that was dictated to somebody else.
and all of the girls in it are like wrestler hot chicks. Like they're all like
yes.
thicker than I would have expected a boy band to pick, all with huge knockers and
For
just
sure.
Yeah.
but exactly what a wrestling chick would look like.
Hold on. I think we're getting to the meat. We're like really like we have to intro this
We're
movie,
chewing on
Dave.
the
Oh,
bone.
sorry.
Let's
Yeah, we're
intro
chewing on
this
the bone.
movie.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Dead 7. Okay, so this movie, 3 90s mega boy bands combined, like some teen idol Voltron, to make a mega boy band movie featuring AJ McLean, Howie Dorough. I probably said it wrong. I don't know. Dorough? Whatever. Somebody yell at me. And Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys. From NSYNC, it features Joey Fatone and Chris Kirkpatrick. And finally, bring in the heat. It's Jeff Timmons of 98 Degrees. Well, the 90s called and said, we don't want your boy bands back. Why don't you make a post-apocalyptic, some-what-Cowboy zombie movie? It's Dead 7.
Dun, dun, dun. I didn't realize it was 3 different boy bands.
It is.
Yeah.
I watched that whole thing. and
3 major ones.
It took me about 40 minutes into it where I was like, I feel like the first character that I realized was a boy band was the guy dressed like a clown. I think that was Joey
Yes.
Fatone who played that, maybe.
Oh
No,
Joey
sorry, it
Fatone
wasn't
was-
Joey. It was AJ, right?
It was AJ McLean. I think it was, and he played Vermilion.
Yeah, so that's the
Familiar.
first character that I was like, okay, I recognize his face. I recognize his face.
But again, hold on. Our listeners, I'm sure, would love to hear the
But
potential
the
plot
the
of what
recap-
this movie
Oh, there was
is.
a plot?
Great. Good. Excellent
Well,
point. Dave, was there?
It's 3 lines.
'Kay.
After a zombie apocalypse, a woman somehow succeeds in training zombies to work for her
A woman.
as an army of the dead, so that she can take over what is left of the world. But her plan is threatened when the town's marshal hires a group of gunslingers to stop the woman's evil plans. I think that's all you need to know about this movie, and that it's post-apocalyptic, and it's cowboys, and it's zombies.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack in this movie.
One thing I need to say right away, though.
Okay.
I swear, everything in this movie was someone showing up to set going, can I do this? And the director going, sure, why not?
Yeah.
First of all, you have AJ McLean as the Joker ripoff.
Sure.
He's
Yeah.
like this bad guy, like he's the number 1 to Apocalypta, who's the woman who can control the dead.
I didn't understand
Uh,
his look. Because I
No.
don't understand how that was Western or Pokalak.
Yeah.
I can't say that word. Pokalak.
Post-apocalyptic. You're
Poka.
welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
But he did
I-
have an evil laugh.
Right.
That was like totally ripped off from the. He was just like, hey, how about I play this guy like he's the Joker and I laugh at everything and I'm kind of crazy. Well, we were really thinking, how about I play this guy
Yeah.
as the Joker?
hmm
Go ahead, sure thing.
Yeah, it was
And
real
then,
to become the Joker. He was trying to audition for it for the future.
Yeah.
Didn't get it. Didn't get it.
Hey there, we'll be right back. And now, back to the show.
I was just going to say, overall, when you sent me the trailer for this movie, I was like, this is brilliant. How did nobody put a bunch of boy band people in a movie? Because it seems like fans of them would have gone to see this. Like,
course.
this is brilliant. Like, this is amazing. And actually, it kind of started out a little stylistically interesting, right? Like, you're like, oh, there's some thought behind this. And very quickly, you're like, yes, no, this is not great. This is letting them.
It says it's a comedy and a horror, and I think that it only became a comedy after it was edited. I think the intention in the beginning was to do a real like Western horror, and then they were like, oh no, this has to be a comedy campy thing. So they don't lean hard enough into the campiness because it wasn't intentional. I feel like.
Yeah. I just thought right off the bat after the opening couple of scenes, I'm like, so weird that Justin Timberlake probably said no to this. Really weird.
He's the smartest boy band guy, I'm telling you.
Oh my
God.
God.
Of all the no's he said. The only chick on this show that actually has done anything is Deborah, which is the girl who plays the lady
Apocalypto.
And the best part is that she's Baby Shark. She's the grandma Baby Shark. Like, that's what she does now.
No,
I
did not know
I
that.
love looking up. And like, that's one of the things that I love about Dawson's Creek is I'll look at all the day characters and be like, where are they now? Because it's very fun to see when you have the already famous people. She probably got it off a merit of actually auditioning back then.
Yeah,
and then probably had to downplay her acting skills in front of them or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do for dancers. As a backup dancer, you get told many times to not dance as good because you have to look.
Don't pull focus.
You can't look better than the famous person.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I get that a lot from Tara. Tara's like, Dave, don't be as funny.
Dave,
you gotta tamper that down.
You're really a threat to my comedy, Dave.
Yes.
You often have to tap him. But so this movie is a lot of hats on hats, right? So it's
oh my God.
It's at its core, right? It's a movie about zombies, right? Because whatever has happened on the planet, we have a zombie-like race, right?
Yep.
Which they call, what do they call them? The
Copperheads.
Copperheads, okay. Well, let's pause that, why they call them that. But it's also set in the West, but yet not, because there's one scene where the rest of the town, who are like the refugees, they go in a regular building with like hanging light fixtures.
Yeah, they ran out of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I thought we were in the Old West. And then it's like sci-fi, post-apocalyptic. Like, it is three genres that did not play well together.
That they never mix together at all.
No.
It's either like your straight up Western with Joey Fatone as Whiskey Pete or Whiskey Joe, and he's like, I'm a Western guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like post-apocalyptic with any one of the other ones who are just showed up in like a blue shirt and jeans.
Right.
And then it is what is the third one? A zombie movie where they don't even define what the zombies can and can't do.
Nope, they sure don't.
I'm looking at the director right now, and he's directed a lot of Nick Carter's stuff.
Yes, a lot of Nick Carter stuff.
Wait,
seems like he just directs what Nick Carter wants, and he's a yes guy then. I don't know if that's true, but like a guy who will just be like, yeah, I just want to pay my bills, which is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
More power to you.
I was like, that seems good. Back to Kim's point, which I did want to talk about very specifically, because what year was this? I think I looked it up. It was like
2016, I believe.
Right.
Shot in 2016.
So 2016 is not specifically that long ago in movies, right? And yet every female character in this, again, except for Apocalypta, is like basically either a former porn star or like a wrestler. And the girl who plays Daisy Jane, who is the only like lead female, her boobs are so ginormous that I was like, I don't even know how do you get past this? As an
act, you don't get, and it's so written from like a male who fucked a bunch of chicks in the 90s.
Yep.
That's like the whole like, oh, how are they going to take down these guys because they're so good? Send them to a whorehouse and watch the girls try to manipulate them because they're paying for sex, and that's how you get them. It was like I think this was Nick's like inside his head, and now we know how he views people, and it's not a good insight. It's not a good insight.
I mean, I have a note that I said I feel bad for every female actor as the LARPers of the boy band generation live out their juvenile dreams. It was literally like these 7 guys were like, "Hey, let's just have a costume party and film it."
It should have just been a porn. It would have been fun. more fun if it was just
Yeah.
the porn.
Oh, one of my notes
I think
is
what we should do is take this film, edit out some of the pieces, but then make porn scenes for like each of the major scenes.
I think you could do that very
Just
easily.
Cut them in, so you have this like
With the same
outside
actors, they would say
story.
yes.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
my
that-
note is because again they never define like what has happened on the planet, like why
No.
some people are these copperheads, right? And then like I guess the only thing we are ever sort of know about them is that if you get bit by one, you will also turn into one. But one of my
guess
one
so.
of my notes is like only women with giant boobs have survived whatever the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, that's fair. The silicone
It's
saves you
true.
because they're not real.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's like,
fun. No,
there you
the
go.
thing that bothered me.
That would be a funny moment in a zombie comedy
It
where
Only
fake
Botox
breasts save
things,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
All the women are like, quick,
Botox.
surgery, let's go.
Yeah.
Lipo, hurry up.
Oh, that'd be an amazing world. I'd be dead,
That
but it'd
would
be
be.
fun.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
I'd
one
just
of
be
the-
super dead immediately.
Yeah. Oh, I'm already dead.
I was watching this movie on the treadmill in a hotel where like people would walk by, and it got too sexy at times where I was like,
Yes.
they're
yes.
gonna think that I'm watching a porn while running a
Running.
5K like a weirdo. It was super weird, very unusual. And I have to say the scene that bothered me the most. Sorry if I'm going on a tangent.
Not at
There's
all.
a scene
no.
where they are all of the copperheads are behind this fence. And
Yes.
Apocalypta, that's her name, very very original. She goes to feed them a little bit before like the big battle, I guess.
Sure.
And then she pushes, or her minions push a guy into it, and they break down the fence to grab him, and not a single one of the zombies escape. Like,
No,
it was
not
yes.
one.
Yes.
weird. Like, you clearly opened the fence.
Yes.
Why wouldn't they all? I was
Pour
like,
out.
what? And just eat
No,
them all.
that-
It made no sense. And is she not a fucking copperhead?
Right. That's what's the most
Yeah.
unclear is like so this apocalypta, right? She's not like a hungry like misshapen zombie.
No.
Yet she's like they somehow all listen to her, but yet she can like lick their blood and not become
Yes.
And
It
they
was-
dressed her very like not okay.
one? Agree.
No. She's dressed kind of a bit like a.
They put some stereotypes.
witch
in there.
doctor?
Yeah, it was very. fucked up.
It was very messed up. And the other thing is, I've.
She doesn't have any
She-
photos on her IMDb page. She's like, I did not do this. Please stop talking about it.
Deborah Wilson, she is also plays a character in the video game Fallen Jedi.
Huh.
Okay.
And I kind of recognized her face from it, and then when I was looked her up, I was like, "Oh, that's her. She is fantastic in this video game." And then in this, I feel like I felt so bad for her because I felt
Yeah.
like the director was like,
Yeah.
"Can you go to a 15?"
Yep.
And she's like, "I am here at a 13." It's like, "No, we need a 15 though." And she ratchets it up so much it's like to ludicrous level.
Yeah.
And then just left all alone up there. At that
Absolutely.
level.
Like the director's like, you know what, guys, we have one performance we can lean on. It's Deborah's, right? Like, and everybody else,
We have
you
one
can kind
actor.
of do whatever dumbass shit you think is funny and that your fans are gonna like, and that isn't really cohesive with anything else that's going on. Do it, guys. I was disappointed because this could have been a really campy, fun,
Yep.
like poke
Yep.
at boy bands too. Like they could have been like poking
Yes.
fun at each other.
They could
And
have
Deborah
broken
could
out
have-
into song. Yeah.
Oh, that was my
Yeah.
song. My note is like
Dance.
we don't get a Backstreet Boys song till the very end of the movie. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, you're a bunch of boy bands, and we don't get a song throughout this whole
Yeah.
movie.
It should have been like the way to like soothe somebody. Like the one
Boom.
point where one of them goes to die, they sing like Amazing Grace or something weird. And it's like,
Yeah.
wait, you should have just sang like a Backstreet's
Backstreet's
back.
back
Like
already.
it should have just gone with it.
That's sad.
But they had great
Um,
makeup artists.
Yeah, that was a lot of
They
that was a
did.
lot of blood. I have to
Spent
say,
a lot of money, and
blood.
all
It
of
was
their
a
makeup
ton.
artists have done huge movies.
Sure. I mean, the
Fantastic
makeup and all that
Four,
was a lot.
Logan, like they hired
Oh,
legit
jeez.
makeup artists.
Well, they want to look good at least.
Yeah, they did that one thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, one of my other notes is like this DP really loves drones, and I figured out why after
Yes.
a while. It's because like you got to cut something in to like make this
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
do any sense.
It's like they watched a Michael Bay movie and was like, you know what he does? He does landscape flyovers.
Yep.
And so this was a sci-fi original that aired on April 1st, I think 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on Sci-Fi.
On Sci-Fi, which explains a lot there. But it's also Asylum that did Sharknado, Zombies. Any like really bad, like we are not putting any money in the budget, we're just taking it off, all for profit movie. That's them. And I think that's why they didn't have any of the songs, because they didn't want to pay out the money for the songs.
Probably.
That's makes
But I do agree that they could have had some fun, that like of poking fun at each other, of like doing a dance sequence of one thing they had was that in this world the Copperhead's teeth was worth money for some reason.
Right, that was the currency.
And they never reference this when they're killing the zombies, because they're blowing their heads off.
Right.
And they like kill 20, 30 zombies in a scene and then never go for the teeth. And that's one of those, this is the problem I had with this movie, is like it was not in the world in which it took place, because no one was living in that world.
Right.
And they were all like they could have done so many funny, clever things, and they set these things up, and then they're just like, fuck you. It's like the whole movie's gaslighting you the whole time.
I felt really. I was glad I was running while I was watching it. If I'm going to be truthful, I couldn't have seen it. I also feel so bad for all of the actors that are uncredited.
Oh,
because they added it to their IMDb, because like that was this is their big moment. There's a girl who they obviously gave themselves character names. There's one girl who called herself Funny Philly Farm Girl.
I think I know who that was. Was that like one of the ones that the lead passes by at the beginning when he's going to the gas station?
I don't know, but her IMDb page is a mess, and she needs to adjust and evaluate. She's got some weird photos on her page.
But in addition to like the rampant sexism, which was like just like again on this podcast, Kim, we've watched a lot of movies from the 80s and 90s where we just as a culture we didn't know better, but we did know better, but we just didn't care. So like women just are not like, for a lot of these movies, they're just not in great lights in these movies. Yeah. But in addition, what almost 100% of the time follows in these movies, which is the case here too, is some light racism mixed in as well.
For sure.
Oh,
the guy who was the Vaquero, and he's like hot, like Joey Fatone. Like there was a character named Vaquero, which is like a Mexican cowboy, and he's like he's like, how you say it, Vaquero, Vaquer, and you're just like, this is not even applicable to any part of the scene. Why are we making this weird racist joke, and like why is the cowboy like doubling down on it?
Yeah,
there are no answers. This movie is like real life in that there are no answers, just questions.
The trailer is the best part of this movie.
Agree.
Because it even says, say bye 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 to zombies.
Yes.
They could have hammered down in the funniness of what this was so much more.
The marketing department had more money than the movie itself.
And I was very confused as to the one chick at the very beginning was fucking one brother, but really wanted to be fucking the other brother.
Again, also very unclear, but yes, like, and then that was dropped. That was dropped.
Yeah, like it was like Nick was the one she wanted to be fucking. Yeah. And it was like, so I don't know. It was very weird.
There was one scene, and I forget which character it was. Basically he asked a relevant question about who people are, right? Like they were driving in a Jeep, and he was something like, he's like, well, where did apocalyptic come from, whatever? And he's like, the other guy answers literally, he's like, that's a long story, and then we don't get to hear it. And I'm like, I was like, wait, no, but like that would be helpful information for everybody to know who she is and why she's here. And I was like, oh, that's amazing.
One of the other lead females did Sharknado 5.
Good for her.
Yes, yeah.
Following Dead 7, she did Sharknado 5. This is her, and then nothing. One? So she was smart. Which one was she?
Daisy Jane. Wasn't she Daisy Jane?
The girl with
Trixie.
Trixie.
That girl.
Wait. Trixie was the girlfriend of the ninja?
Yes.
And I know
by the way, Komodo.
Ninja.
His name was Komodo. His character like a Komodo dragon. Again, with the like very specifically light racism where you're like, great. And then he commits Harry Carey when he kills himself.
Oh my God.
And it's like, oh God. guys.
I didn't know that all these boy bands were different. I thought they were all in the same boy band. I have to go back and figure out who's in what. Like, I feel like I need like a board where all their faces, strings telling me what boy band they belong to.
To be fair, I do too. I assumed they were all Backstreet Boys.
So did I. I would have loved for them to have fought each other and have like some form of dialogue from one of their lines of a song to another line of.
Oh yeah,
brilliant!
Like, I'm gonna beat you with this, word. I don't know.
Well, we're only gonna beat you if it's 98 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Hey, it's
Backstreet Boys are back, and we're gonna.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Guys, let's rewrite this movie.
I mean, honestly, again, I was very disappointed by what we saw because I was so excited by the trailer and the concept of what this was. And I was like, this is brilliant. Why does no one do this? Even if they're not good actors, you could still make, like, we've watched plenty of movies with not good actors, but you could still make something fun out of it.
It is mind-boggling at the opportunities they just passed by. They were just like I don't care about the low budget.
No,
it was a pretty big budget though.
Also, that I looked for
looked...
it. Did anybody find how much? Because I was curious and I couldn't find it anywhere. It's not on its IMDb because I was like, they didn't spend nothing on this. Like this was
based off of just the makeup artists alone, like the people that they hired for that, or like
and they shot like in Montana, which they probably got like some film credit for it.
But yeah, somebody on Amazon when they were reviewing it was like, I watched it because it was shot in my town, and now I regret everything. And then other people who gave it, because it has a pretty good rating on Amazon.
It does.
And it's everyone who rates it a 5 or a 4 is like, guys, it's so bad, it's good. And that's the only 5s that it has. It doesn't have any I was so excited.
Right.
But was it so bad it's good?
It wasn't so bad enough.
It was bad.
It wasn't
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, it needed to be more bad in a specific way for me.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't say how much it costs to make anywhere.
I feel like they're ashamed. I'm like, this was probably a $5 million movie.
Well, they probably lied about how much it cost too. They could have
for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
The financiers were told like, oh, we didn't make any, whatever it was. Like, there's some shading going on. I just felt like most movies, especially at this budget level, will put it up on IMDb just because like, hey, this is how much a movie like this costs. But they're like super under wraps with details on it. Maybe Nick Carter just paid for the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. It might have just been a personal home video that he sold. And that's what all of his home videos look like. All post-apocalyptic.
But I think
they're all films.
They are. They're just a home movie camera, like a VHS camera.
Yeah, we're not going to just do a reunion. We're going to do a post-apocalyptic reunion where we're all cowboys. So for you're Komodo.
I'll say Nick's face in this, it didn't look like Nick until he took off his hat.
Yeah.
No,
like it took me a long time to realize that was him. I was like, okay, so he can almost act.
That was the thing.
He just can't write.
This is where it got weird because, like, at the beginning I thought, okay, good, this is going to be campy. It's not like great campy, but it'll be campy. But then Nick Carter is like he's doing his best to play scenes. And you're like, first of all, I don't need that, like, as an audience, like I don't need you to like act this. Also, you're not getting there, buddy.
In every photo, he's touching that girl on IMDb.
Oh God,
like right under her lady tops.
Her lady tops. I thought there was a great scene where they like 3 of the group climb up a mountain to get to the top of the mountain, and they get to the top of the mountain and they're like, well, let's head down now. And you're like, why'd you go to the top of the mountain? They were like, we have to get into the mines. I'm like, the mines are not at the top of the mountain. So that's the kind of logic you're dealing with. It's just like, we have a day plan to shoot at the top of the mountain. Let's shoot a scene.
Yeah, I feel bad for all of the women in this. I'm just looking at their like home photos that they took of themselves. They all look like they probably did some Molly before they did it.
Yeah,
I bet you this was a set that had open alcohol.
It was in Montana. So
I've personally done horror movies back in the day where there was like beer everywhere, and it was like, this is not union.
Yeah,
okay. No. Like, this feels like one of those sets where everything was like, shh.
Oh, for sure. This was definitely non-union. Absolutely.
You want more lines? Come to my trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
There was probably like alcohol and drug trails, like leading E.T. to Elliot. So it's like, okay, here's our set. Now let's just do a line of coke directly from the trailers to here, and we'll just capture them right when they enter scene.
And what happened to that little kid? Wasn't there a kid at one point where they found in a stairwell and was like, "Hey, you don't have any parents? Come with me."
He became a copperhead.
Yeah, he became a zombie because Vermilion, the Joker, turned him.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, little boy," and you're like, "Oh, that laugh is terrible."
Oh, it's bad.
I feel like everybody went to set every day, and they were just like, "This is actually gonna be really good. Like, look at this, and I'm gonna go bigger." It was like that's the feeling I got is they thought they were making like Sharknado. Like they thought that they were making a cool ass movie.
Sharknado.
Some kind of
I'm just
funny,
saying, like, something campy
thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like that it
Takes
was
on a
like,
plane. We got this.
Yeah. And they missed the target. I do know though, I do have to say, if the apocalypse ever happens, I'm going into the chain link fence business because man, people will want a chain link fence after the apocalypse.
They will. And if it's in this movie, that's all you need to keep a zombie out. Because they couldn't get past the chain link fence or the little wood fence. That was a lot of structures in this movie easily torn down. But not very
the funny thing about the structures in the movies was there was like a Western set where it was like literally like saloons and Old West, and then there was like downtown Reno. and I could never figure out where we were because we'd be running from like the saloon to like a warehouse with lights.
Yep.
Why did they call it Dead 7?
Because
I think the 7 main characters were dead, right? That's right. Like I like that we don't even know why this movie is called.
And that's why the chick, because there's a chick at the end who just stares over them like, I guess I'll have to teach a new batch of people to live. Is that basically what it ended with?
Yeah. And she also, poor thing. God, she was...
All of the ladies had. I want them to feel better about
Just
themselves.
horrible.
You guys, you
did
poor
horrible.
women. You're worth value. If you're hearing this, you're worth it.
I do think there's a sequel here where it's just about the women recovering and and we just hang out with them as they talk through their trauma.
I would love to see a sequel of them all being copperheads, all the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Yes. I think the title is based upon Magnificent Seven, which is a famous Western about 7 gunslingers who save a town from some
any
big
movie
bully.
he fell asleep to, he put in the movie.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Nick fell asleep to everything every night and put it in.
It's amazing.
Walking Dead, that's in.
Yeah, it was even.
Look,
go ahead.
I think all we need. The moral of the story is being a boy band. So you have a lot of money. You can bring a lot of people and pay them money, and they won't care what they're making, but they'll take your money. And you
don't even think all these people got paid. That's why I think there's no. I genuinely think that every fucking girl who played a prostitute or a stripper or like a one-liner did it to meet a Backstreet Boy or a whatever the fuck they all are, and then
I'll give you that.
or they did it for one line in a movie.
For sure.
I don't think they paid anybody. I even bet they didn't pay the other famous people. They were just like, "Are you tired of being a boy band? Are you tired looking at you like you can't do more than just dance? You do this movie with me. It'll be great. We'll open up our careers."
It was a demo reel.
Oh, Kim, I want us to do like a companion piece where you do the YouTube video of how they got all these guys on board. Are you sick of being in a boy band? Here's a script.
And don't worry, if you don't like it, we'll change it to what you want.
In the middle of
Do you want to be an astronaut? Sure, there's an astronaut who crash landed in the Zombieville.
But aren't we in the Wild West? Doesn't matter.
No, it's post-apocalyptic. We can do anything in the future. Want to play a cat? Yeah, all right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Shall we rate this thing?
I think it's.
Oh, you guys rate these?
Yeah, get ready,
yeah,
Kim.
we rate
Okay,
these.
You're gonna have to give a rating.
what is the scale and what is the?
Yeah. Okay, so we have a 3-tiered rating scale.
Okay.
The top is Cinema Craptaculous. This is a must watch.
Craptaculous?
Cinema
Craptaculous.
Got it.
The second one is just Craptaculous. This is good on a Sunday afternoon. You know, you're like recovering from a hangover. It's just on the TV. You're like, yeah, I'll watch this. And then Utter Crap, that's a hard pass.
Well, I'll start us off. I think this is disappointingly utter crap. I wanted, like, here's what I'll say. Cinema Craptaculous, watch the trailer. Trailer is fun. It's great. It gives you the hope of what this movie could have been. The end product is just, it's too gory. It's too booby filled and not respected at all. And it's just, it doesn't come together. It's just, it leaves you asking too many questions to be enjoyable.
And not even any good questions.
Exactly. That's my
What do you
thought.
think?
I think it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and I've done really bad things. I've done some fucking low budget movies in my early 20s that I thought were tragic and no one should see. They fucking hold up to this. They're better. This is why all of these men need real people around them that will tell them the truth, because they were filled with people being like, "You got this," and they needed somebody to be like, "I'll get over."
Pull it back.
I recommend no one wastes their time.
That's an utter crap. That's two utter
Utter
craps,
crap.
Dave.
That's what it's called. Sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you. It was utter crap. It just had nothing going for it. Not even. It wasn't even funny accidentally.
No.
It wasn't.
No.
And all the like weirdness wasn't worth it. I do have to say at this point, I wish I had said it earlier though. That. Oh God, who was it? Who recommended this movie? It was someone who's not here. Oh, Adam recommended this movie and then didn't fucking show
That's
up.
because he's ashamed
Great.
after he watched it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
That's really why Adam's not here, you guys. He was like so embarrassed.
I would
Yeah.
watch this if this had a TikTok and each thing was a clip, a 30-second clip of somebody doing something. I would appreciate that, because there's an individual scene moments. There's little fun moments.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
Oh, Kim, you may have just given this movie a second life. I don't like that.
someone
I
get
don't-
a TikTok and just have Dead 7.
I think we should do TikTok recreations of scenes.
That would be fun.
And like do a shot for shot recreation of this, but maybe make it a little better. Maybe just change the script a little.
I don't know.
You have to change it a lot.
Amazing.
Yikes. Have you guys ever watched a movie that you all enjoyed?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. This is my first
Oh,
experience.
yeah.
I'm like, do you guys just watch shit? Is that what you do? Well,
Oh no, that's the worst. What Kim has, like, Kim just thinks that we watch these painful, which we do watch a lot of painful movies.
Yeah, we watch a lot of painful movies, but there are some that are kind of fun or interesting or
the
have a
gems are worth
surprising
it.
element.
Yeah.
Velociraptor.
Steve still can't say it.
Velocipastor.
Kim, there's a movie called Velocipastor. It's about a pastor who turns into a velociraptor.
yeah.
It is everything that this podcast is like. We want those. That
I
is.
have to find you
Yes.
this movie that I saw a couple of years ago. It was submitted into Sundance. It did not get into Sundance, but it got into something else. And it is a movie about a guy whose wife passes away, and then he sees a dog on the street and is convinced that it's his wife. And there is a scene where he like has a shower scene with the dog. And it's so bad. It's so
we have to
bad.
see
It's
this. We have
good.
to send this.
But yeah, if you want to see a human fuck a dog, it's good. Shit. It's good. I'm gonna find out what it's
I will not Google that scene.
I'm gonna find it right now.
Oh, Dave.
Well, thanks again, Kim, for
Right.
stopping by and suffering through this movie with us. Where can people find you on the socials?
Oh, if you want to see my new Twitter about Dead 7, just head to kim.mcvicar. I think all my socials are kim.mcvicar. I don't know why I put the dot in there. But
I've done the same thing, and I don't know why.
yeah,
It was
I think
like-
Kim McVicar is
it-
available.
Not anymore.
I am now Kim McVicar.
Oh,
And
get
then
it.
where can they find
Right.
your comedy specials?
So
your hours?
I have two. The one that's out, Tap Dancing on My Mother's Grave, is you can rent it right now on everything but Netflix. And then the other one, Please Notice Me, is on everything as well. And if you don't want to see me, then you can listen to it on Spotify and all the other places you can listen to the
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah.
And it is a really, really, both her specials are really funny. Join her socials, follow her around.
Like
Um,
Dave does?
Creepy,
you mean?
follow me around. All right.
Send her scenes of dogs and man showering together. Don't do that. I feel very dirty.
Yeah. Dave, this is taking a turn.
That's my fault. I'm the one who brought up the dog scene. That's all on me. When is your next show, Tara?
Our next Lincoln Laugh show is July 7th.
So July 7th. Yeah.
Thursday, July 7th.
Sweet.
That's what we got, Dave. Thanks, Kim.
That's all we got. I have nothing. And thank you, Kim. Thanks again. You're welcome back anytime. Maybe we'll find this Didn't Make Sundance film and
then I get to.
we're gonna have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to
Take the blame.
do that one.
Yeah, I take it. I don't even know if you can get it. Maybe only on the dark market.
Oh, yeah. We'll go to the dark web. Thanks for joining us on this B-side Cinema Craptaculous journey. This is Dave, and ever present with me is...
Tara.
And don't avoid that pile of crap. Dive right in, because you never know what you just might find. In this case, it was a turd.
A wet one.
Thanks again for joining us on our Cinema Craptaculous Presents B-Sides Journey. Subscribe to Cinema Craptaculous on iTunes or Spotify. And if you weren't totally offended, or even if you were, please rate us on iTunes. It helps us get the Craptaculous word out there. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter @Craptaculous.